Good morning, everybody. My name is Mary Donovan, and I have a question for you. What if a doctor told you that you or someone close to you has been diagnosed with a deadly disease, and that person, if they're not able to receive medical help, will soon die? My father and I were both diagnosed with diabetes when we were in our early 20s. I grew up seeing my dad suffer from the many complications. He lost his battle 7 years ago. 2 years ago, I was going to school full-time and working part-time. And to my horror, my little daughter, who was only 9 at the time, was diagnosed with being insulin resistant, and I was told that she could probably become a diabetic in the near future. I felt extremely overwhelmed with the cost of being a diabetic with the medical supplies, and I was blessed to be given a phone number and an address to the local diabetes association here in Dayton. I was very fortunate, but not everyone is so lucky. The next person to be diagnosed with diabetes could be you. Today I'd like to be the first to be able to share with you the growing demand for donations in our area, secondly, what you can do to help, and finally, what you and the less fortunate diabetic can benefit from your generosity. I'm going to start by talking about the demand that we have in our area for donations. Everyone in the world is directly or indirectly affected by diabetes. Right here in Montgomery County, there is a huge need for help. There's not enough funds, volunteers, or supplies. There are so many diabetic families close to us, and they all need your help. Assistance is needed for camps for diabetic children, events for screening and education, and fundraising. There's also need for supplies for emergency assistance for the uninsured. According to the Kettering Oakwood Times, someone finds out that they are a diabetic every 20 seconds. The incidence of diabetes in Montgomery County is over 13%, which is double the national level. The Dayton Daily News reports that the state of Ohio is one of 4 states that don't require insurance plans to cover diabetic supplies. Donating to the Diabetes Association is extremely important. Karen Parolito, writer for Health.com, states that 1/4 of all diabetics cut back on food and heat so that they can afford to pay for their medications. The Diabetes Association of Dayton has been operating since 1963 and has no support from larger organizations such as the ADA or the JDRF. That is why they rely on donations so that they can continue to provide specific opportunities for diabetic children and for many other unique services that the larger ones don't provide. Without your help, they might not be able to continue to provide these opportunities, and they might need to limit the availability of the resources to the community. According to Susan McGovern, Executive Director of the Diabetes Association of Dayton, this disease kills more people than AIDS and breast cancer combined yearly. She also states that 6,000 children across the county have prediabetes, which can become full-blown if left unaddressed. Everyone is affected by diabetes. Every race, every age, and every income. Take a look at this poster. Diabetes takes no specific victims. From little Taylor, who gets 42 finger sticks and 28 insulin injections a week, to dear Sarah, who gets kidney dialysis 3 times a week. No one is not affected. As you can clearly see and feel, the need for caring people like you to contribute to this worthy and life-saving organization is huge. You're probably wondering how one person can make such a small difference to such a vast problem. Let me share this with you. You can help in several different ways. You can give monetary contributions, supplies, or a little bit of your time. Also, think about possibly including the Diabetes Association in your estate or will planning. There's also a need for unopened and unexpired insulin and testing strips. Syringes, lancets, monitors and batteries, and pump supplies are also in need. Volunteers are also needed for office help. Educational and fundraising events are also needed. The Diabetes Expo, summer camps, and educational and fundraising screening events are held annually. According to Susan McGovern, there is a need for 175 volunteers for their new fundraiser that's going to be held on May 22nd. The Fling Fest with big beers and bands will be held from 11 to 8 at Old River Park. Offering just a few hours of your precious time to help with setup, events, or cleanup will be a huge help. Knowing that your help is urgently needed, contacting the Diabetes Association is your next step. You can contact them by phone, mail, email, or visit their website at www.diabetesdayton.org, or you can simply stop by their office and visit. They're open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. Visitors are always welcome. With so many different ways to offer assistance, each one of us can do our own part to make an impact. Let's take a look at two scenarios of what could happen if we choose to do nothing, and what could happen if we choose to help. Your contributions will not only help the diabetic, but will be personally beneficial. I hope and pray that if and when we ever encounter an opportunity or a situation when someone close to us has been diagnosed with diabetes, that we will be able to afford the medical expenses. I want you to close your eyes and imagine a special person in your life, friend or loved one. Picture being told that they had diabetes and that they died because they didn't have the education nor the money to pay for their supplies. How horrible. Now imagine that same person being diagnosed with diabetes, but they benefit from the phenomenal assistance of an organization that teaches them to effectively take care of themselves and directs them to resources to get medications free or at a minimal cost. That organization is the Diabetes Association of Dayton. No matter what you give or how much you give, you will also experience a sense of personal gratification in seeing your generosity help those less fortunate. It is also rewarding to know that 100% of your donations and funds stay right here in this community, and they can help lower those staggering statistics that our community currently has. Obviously, there is a definite and vital need for increased donations to the Diabetes Association of Dayton. This important choice that you make today is a life-saving gift for a special person, and is one of the most gratifying gifts that you can give to yourself as well. You have heard about the growing demand for assistance, how and what you can personally donate to children and adults with diabetes, and the benefits to others from yourselves and your generosity. You can donate money and supplies or volunteer time and services. So what if that next person diagnosed with diabetes is you or your loved one? I would love to meet that kind person that gave from their heart and helped me with supplies and provided my little girl with the opportunity of a lifetime to go to camp and make new friends. I strongly urge you today to give from your heart so that you can reap the rewards, to know that you personally made a huge impact in someone's life, and that, like me, they will remember it and give back when they are able to. Take a look one more time into the little eyes of Taylor and see Sarah's beautiful smile. I speak for them and thousands like them right here in this local area, that we are forever grateful for whatever contributions you give. The Diabetes Association of the Dayton area thanks you, and from my heart to yours, I personally thank you today. Have a nice day.